This year I decided to revamp one of my most viral Halloween makeup looks. Back in 2017 I did the mermaid skull. This year I wanted to make it a little bit different and do a siren skull. I plan to do a lot more creepy siren looks. I had so much fun doing this one. Starting off by covering my eyebrows with an Elmer's glue stick. I like to use a palette knife to apply the glue rather than applying it straight on my eyebrows, but I'm still perfecting my brow covering skills. Once that's dry, I'm using concealer and putting on my base of foundation. I want this siren to be a deep teal shade with some variations of blue and green, so I'm mixing together green and blue colored foundations from Indi Cosmetics and outlining my face as well as the basic structure of the skull. Just buffing all of that out. With Halloween looks, I always prefer to work with like a base of regular foundation underneath, but it's not super necessary with this look, especially since I'm using these colored foundations. In my opinion, it just makes it easier to blend, and I just prefer to start with an even base. I'm mixing in some white to really blend out that teal into my skin tone. Along with the colored foundations from Indi, P. Louise colored eye bases are my go-to for creative face painting. I'll have all the shades that I used in the description, but I'm mixing a few together to get that custom color for my eye primer. I'm applying this in the general shape that I want my eyeshadow to be, and then diffusing it out with the fair nude colored eye base. I partially decided to go in with this primer because I wanted to add some more coverage to my brows. As usual, I'm using a sketch as my reference, so I'm going back in with an eyeliner brush and starting to really map out the design. I love using liquid products to start forming my shapes because it's super forgiving and easy to blend out and correct with regular concealer. I didn't even realize, but it's kind of giving green avatar, and that's fine. Finally going in with eyeshadow to define these details, starting with the classic siren eye shape. Honestly, if I could go back, I'd probably try to make it even more dramatic. I am making sure that the blend extends into my hairline at least a little bit. I'm using a mixture of various shadows from Blend Bunny and P. Louise. I'll have the palette names listed in the description. Following the blended out shapes that I already made with the eye primer, I'm morphing the cut crease into a nose contour. It's definitely not easy to do with my nose shape, and it took me a while to even attempt doing this because I was really insecure and kind of scared to even try it out. But screw that, honestly, you can do a super cool nose contour no matter what shape nose you have. I really didn't know what to do at this point, so I'm just shading the tip for now. I'm adding more dark shadow along my outer lash line to really smoke out that wing, and then I'm returning to the forehead lines. I don't know why I was so nervous doing these lines, but I think it would have gone a lot smoother if I just trusted myself more. I trust myself has actually been one of my main affirmations recently. I realized that my decision paralysis was coming from insecurity and not feeling sure and confident in my own instincts and feelings and opinions. It's been really helpful to my creative process to start mindfully trusting myself with every creative decision that I make along the way. I'm using the colored eye bases again to define my cut crease and extend my lid along the sides of my nose. Of course, I have to set the lids, so I'm using a variety of light turquoise eyeshadows from the palettes that I have out. For the inner corner wing, I really like to use waterproof eyeliner that I know won't budge. This is Fortuna from Melt Cosmetics. It's a really dark green gel eyeliner. I'm extending my lower lash line underneath the inner corner wing and leaving a little bit of space in between them. And of course, I have to smoke out the lower lash line. It's the law. Moving on to the actual skull design, I'm starting with some guidelines, and I already did the other side of my face, so I'm trying to match it. But the shapes of the little squiggly lines are not symmetrical. I decided to make them a little bit more random. Using the very dark blue eyeshadow, I'm solidifying those shapes with shading. I want these to look like they have dimension, so I'm shading underneath the cheek lines and above the line that I put underneath my eye to add more depth. I'm building up my teeth lines as well and just adding in other shadowed areas in the design, going back and forth with different colors, blending it out, adding more shadow. This process always takes a while. At least for me, I slowly build the shadow and blend it out, and I kind of jump around a lot. Taking a quick break from shading to add some highlights to the cheek squiggles because I want them to look like 3D fins or gills. I'm not really sure what to call them. I actually wanted to use prosthetics for this look, but it turns out they were too big for my face, so I had to improvise. Continuing to mess with the teeth, every time I do a skull, I end up going back and forth with the teeth for way too long, but I'm adding highlight to those with a mixture of the foundations on my palette, so my regular foundation and the white foundation. Now the time has come to deal with my nose. I'm adding a little line in the middle towards the bottom like I usually do with any skull makeup. I'm also adding a little edge with eyeshadow and then highlighting the area with water activated paint. I'm using water activated paint to highlight all of the areas of my design. I'm adding it along the edge of my lid to really sharpen the cut crease. I think this part makes such a big difference. I'm highlighting the other shapes that I made. They're supposed to resemble gills, but I just want to keep calling them squiggles. When I was planning out this look, I wanted my teeth to be sparkly like the original mermaid skull design, but it wasn't working out for me with the products that I have. Turns out a ton of my liquid eyeshadows are completely dried out. I think I definitely am going to need to declutter my collection soon. Even though it wasn't working out on the teeth, I still want the look to have shimmer, so I'm using Sugarpill Lumi pigment. It's a beautiful iridescent green sparkle. I'm putting it everywhere, my cheekbones, my jawbone. I even patted a little bit around my teeth. I saved the neck and chest for last. I usually keep it really simple with the neck and chest design, but I wanted to do a little bit better and be more intense with it to try and really match the vibes of this look. I'm not really sure what this shape is. It's kind of supposed to look like a skeleton, but also kind of like a fish, so I don't know. I'm still using Indi Beat colored foundations with a mixture of the blue and green shade to fill in the negative space areas. I'm putting regular foundation around my shoulders to fade out the teal, but I did end up going back in with more teal later on. Also going back in with the white to really define that sternum-like shape. I treat makeup the same way I would a regular painting. I start with basic shapes and really build up the details as I go along. So right now I'm really trying to establish the base shape and colors. When I'm finally happy with the layout, it is time to start shading. I wanted to try out these new colored setting powders from Indi Cosmetics for the first time ever. I'm using a mixture of the green and blue powders to start building up the shadows. These worked really well as setting powders, and as you can see, it added a lot of pigments to the areas where I used it. Once you apply it, it really stays put, so it doesn't blend out smoothly like an eyeshadow would, so I'm just going back in with eyeshadow to fade out that color. Then I'm going back in with a super dark blue to add in more depth. Again, I'm using Sugarpill Lumi pigment to highlight the center of the design. Here I'm just finishing up with setting the foundation. You can see in some areas I'm using the colored setting powders and then I'm fading it out with translucent setting powder to give a subtle gradient. Back to the skull for finishing touches, I'm adding in a few more highlight lines and filling in the area under my inner corner. At this point, I had been working for 8 hours, but I wanted to add pearls and little dots to the design. When I'm done with the dots, I'm applying some pearls around my forehead. I didn't really get the placement exactly how I had hoped, but I was inspired by this photo. Anyways, I noticed when I watched some of this video back that one of my pearls had fallen off, and I was like, wow, I can't wait to see when it fell off. But it turns out I just never even put it on. I just missed a whole dot and didn't put the pearl there. I'm such a perfectionist and I have actual OCD, so I'm pretty surprised I didn't catch it. It's whatever. I think the look still came out really sick. I added some pearls to the chest design as well. For my hair, I just wet it and used gel to scrunch it up. I think there's a word for this, but I cannot remember what it is. I should have done my hair before adding water activated paint because I really had to be a little bit conservative with the spray bottle, so I didn't quite get as wet of a look as I wanted to. Entering beast mode to finish this up, I painted my ears to match my face and then also added elf ears. I added cream makeup over top to blend my natural ears into the plastic ones. They look 10 times better when I add the highlight, so I'm using Sugarpill Lumi once again. These look really cool, but I think that Siren ear prosthetics or Siren earpieces would have been really awesome, so I'm definitely going to have to incorporate those into future Siren looks. The pro tip for elf ears is to put some of your hair in front to kind of cover the sketchy areas where your real ear is showing. This is my first time ever using foggy contacts like this. They're called Kingdom from the brand Kazzue. As always, my affiliate link for where I buy contacts are in the description. Though I have an affiliate link, I do buy these with my own money. Usually stock up during sales. I highly recommend. I also really recommend the Kazzue brand itself. They've always been super comfortable, where in the past I've had some bad experiences with other brands. I'm using lashes from Eldora, but I clumped them together with mascara for a different look that I did, and I decided to use them for this look as well. I really love that technique. It makes the lashes look wet and like big, and I think it just fits the Siren makeup really well. That brings us to the end of this tutorial. Please recreate this and tag me. I really want to see other artists' versions, maybe some different colors. I cannot wait to do more Siren looks, especially with SFX. I appreciate you for watching and any support you're willing to show. Like and comment and subscribe to see more. Stay spooky, stay safe this season.